Hello, thank you very much for buying the Catwatch Ultrasonic cat deterrent from us. The first thing you need to do is just to make sure you've got everything you should have. If you open the box, first thing you'll pull out, you'll notice you should have the mounting stake. That's the stake that you push into the ground. The actual unit itself should have the manufacturer's instructions leaflet. As well as watching this CD, I think it's very important as well that you just have a read through the manufacturer's instructions as well. Hopefully you will have also bought the mains adapter kit, which is just a long 33-foot extension lead with your mains adapter. You can use a battery for the mains unit, but with the mains adapter you're going to get significantly increased power and it's going to be a little bit more effective for you. Also, you may have chosen to buy the extension cable. That's if your problem was 40 or 50 foot away from the house. This mains adapter will only reach about 33 foot. So with the mains adapter it can take you to about 66 foot away. Just to remind you how the Catwatch unit itself works, here is the sensor. The sensor will pick up the movement and the body heat of a cat if the cat walks in front of the protected zone. It picks up, triggers the sound, and it releases a 10-second burst of ultrasonic sound. Ultrasonic just meaning it's inaudible to humans, a very high-pitched sound that the cats can hear. It will repeat doing that until the cat moves out of the zone. When the unit has been triggered, you'll notice within the sensor a little red light will come on, just so you're aware that the unit is working and the cat is in movement and the unit is emitting the ultrasonic sound. The little red light will stay on for about 10 seconds. If you have bought the unit without the mains adapter, it still will work with a 9-volt battery. It does work fairly successfully with a 9-volt battery, but obviously not quite as good as if you had bought the mains adapter. To install the battery, you just undo the plate at the bottom. Here I've got just an ordinary Panasonic or any battery will do, a Duracell, a 9-volt battery, the little small square ones, and that just pops in the 2 connectors, pops back inside again, and just pop the lid on. That's the battery installed. As I previously said, we do recommend that you do use the mains adapter. That's the plug. You've got a 33-foot cable, and then you've got your connector. I'll show you how to install that now. Same again, just remove the plate at the bottom, the battery cover plate. Pull out your connector, and instead of attaching a battery, we simply just pop in the mains adapter. And again, that just pops on there, goes inside, and then you'll see there's a little notch on the end of the little door. That goes over the cable there, and that's it, that's installed. If the area of the garden that you require protecting is more than 30 foot away, say it's 40 or 50 foot away, then you've probably bought the extension cable. And that simply just works in conjunction with the mains adapter. First thing to do is just to attach one end to your mains adapter. There's your plug, there's the other end of the mains adapter. We'll just attach one end to the extension cable. There, and the other end again we'll just attach that directly onto the Catwatch unit itself. Just one little tip there, obviously the actual unit, the connection at the unit will be inside the unit, so that's going to be waterproof. However, your connection here, which is going to be 30 foot down the garden, just a little bit of a tip there. What I would do is just simply pop a little bit of Vaseline into each connector. And when you pop that together, it'll just help stop that rusting. What I would say though, just quickly, is don't use the black tape, you know, the electrical wire tape, because that'll actually have the opposite effect. That will just make that rust, keep the water, the damp in there, will make that rust. Just use a little bit of Vaseline for that connection. Just show you how to use the mounting stake. That's just the stake that will attach to the bottom and be pushed into the ground. All you do there is just goes in like that, rests in, and you just turn it 90 degrees and it locks in place, it clicks in place. Unlock that. That's now ready to be pushed into the ground. You will notice just quickly there that on the back of there is a screw housing. If you wanted to put that on a little fence or a wall, you would just put the screw 8 inches up high off the ground, fix a little screw into the wall, and that would then just hook over the screw, so you can actually wall mount that or put it on a fence. But in most situations you'll just use the mounting stake. Next I'm going to use the mains adapter, and it has obviously got an outdoor extension cable which is completely safe for outdoor use. The mains adapter extension is completely safe as the extension simply carries a low voltage DC current. Here we've got an outdoor plug socket, but of course that can be plugged indoors at any one of your plugs, and then the extension cable just runs through the corner of a window or under a door. Here you can see the red light is on, so we know that the power is working. The Catwatch is now ready for use. You've either by now got your battery installed, or as I have, you've got your mains adapter cable there. Just to switch it on, you'll notice there's a little switch on the bottom. And I'm just going to flick that switch, and what you'll notice is that it will make 3 or 4 sharp noises that are audible to human, just so they know that it's come on. And also at the same time you'll also see the red light in the sensor come on, just so that you know it's working. Now turn that away. That will now switch itself off after about 10 seconds, and that's ready to use. The red light will go off, you'll no longer hear any sound. After about 10 seconds that's then ready for use. Any time now that someone walks in front of that unit, or a cat with its body warmth walks in front of that unit, it will switch itself on. We're just going to have a look at the area that the unit will protect. First thing to note is it will protect a radius of about 100 degrees. What I mean by that is in front of the unit, that would be 180 degrees if I put my arms out sideways, but it does about 100 degrees, which is about like that. So it's going to protect the area in front of the unit, about at the angle that my arms are pointing. And the distance in front is around about the maximum distance it will detect the cat is about 40 foot, which is going to be about 10 or 12 strides. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it will just about protect this area here, this lawn that I want to protect from the cat. Of course, what it won't protect is the areas to the sides or behind of the unit. It will only protect the area in front. Okay, we've got the unit here now, we've got the mounting stake. We want to protect this lawn in front of me. On manufacturer instruction it says to put the mounting stake into the ground first of all. I find it easy because I think they don't want you pushing on the housing, but I found that what I do is put the mounting stake on underneath, lock it into position, and then just push down very gently, push that down into the ground. If your ground was very hard, then it may be a case of knocking the mounting stake into the ground first of all and then attaching the unit afterwards. But if your ground is quite soft, then I think it's just okay just to push that straight in. Important to note here that we want the sensor to be about 8 inches up from the ground. So I might just want to bring that up slightly. That's the optimum height, is to have the sensor about 8 inches above the ground and pointing obviously out into the direction that requires protection. Next, we're ready to switch the unit on. There's the switch underneath. Now remember, as I flick that switch, there'll be 2 or 3 or 3 or 4 little sharp bursts, and you'll see the little red, or you should be able to see the little red light come on just for a few seconds, just so you know the unit is working. Heard that? And if I stand back out of the way, after about 10 seconds that takes to warm up, the red light will go out, you'll hear no more sound, you now know it's working. Just going to put my hand in front of it to simulate a cat walking in front of it. And you may be able to hear how you know it's working. The only way you're going to know that's working now is the tiniest little click. You will hear the tiniest little click, but also you know that it's emitting this ultrasonic sound because the little red light will come on for a few seconds. There was the click, and I don't know if the cameraman can zoom in there, or I'll get him to do it now. And Mike, if you zoom right into the lens, and hopefully it will show that when I put my hand in front again, how you're going to know, the only way you're going to know that's on is just the little red light will come on, which just means it's emitting this high shrill sound. But if the cat is still in front of the unit, it will come back on again, and it will keep doing that until it persuades the cat to move away from the unit. Just a little pointer here. If you've got if you've got dogs or children playing in the garden, especially if you've got a battery in it, you don't just want it to keep coming on and off all day long. If you know that there's going to have children or dogs playing in the garden, you don't want to irritate the dog or the kids. I would just switch it off. And then just switch it back on again, you know, that night once the dog's gone back indoors, or you want to switch the unit back on again. Now that we've successfully set up the Catwatch unit, I just want to talk about one of the questions we get asked the most, which is how long does it take for the unit to work? Some cats, almost the very first time they come across it, will be startled and they will immediately flight, and that's it. They may come back one more time just to, you know, they won't associate that with it. But very, very quickly it works almost immediately, and that's fine. Other cats, particularly cats that are very, very territorial and dominant, may even the first time it goes off actually walk up and sit in front of the unit. And with that type of cat, sometimes it can even take 2 or 3 weeks. And it's somewhere between the two, to almost immediately to sometimes 2 or 3 weeks, depending on how dominant the cat is. But one thing's for sure, as long as the cat has got good hearing, eventually the cats become irritated and annoyed by the noise, and they will avoid the zone. They'll either walk in front of it very quickly and move away, or they'll avoid it completely. So for some cats it will work immediately, other cats it takes a little bit of time for them to associate the noise, and they continuously become annoyed with it, and eventually they do all move away. The studies that the RSPB carried out on the unit showed that the longer the time went on, the more successful the unit was. So sometimes you do have to be patient. Very occasionally you will get a breed of cat, I think there's a couple of breed of cats or deaf older cats that are deaf, that can't hear the noise, and that may not work, but it's very rare that that happens. But in most situations we've found that within a day or two, that's when most of the effect is taken. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer. On there again, as I said to you before, if you can, read through the manufacturer's concept research. They're a wonderful English manufacturing company. It's got their details on the back here. They give a 2-year warranty with the product, so keep the leaflet. Any problems at all, or if you've got any other questions that are not covered in this, they've got a wonderful help desk. Their telephone number's on the back of there. Any problems with the unit, or you want to discuss the warranty, just give them a little ring. There's their phone number. I think they operate Monday to Friday, 9 to 5.